What's up guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. In this video we are going to uncover what we usually eat when we are on a holiday, when we have limited access and availability to cook foods. This is very big. Here you can see the French national team. One thing, however, I always make sure is I book a place either with private kitchen so we can at least cook something, or with free breakfast so I can stuff my head with as many eggs as I possibly can. Here we have a private kitchen, so we are going to go for grocery shopping and let you know how we can make the foods and what I usually eat. Now we're gonna go for a quick room tour and let's go. So this is how you enter the place. This is right the kitchen here. We have already prepared a few things from the previous Airbnb. The place is really big. It has two ACs, one here and one in the bedroom. The bedroom is also relatively big. Someone smoked here aggressively, so it smells a bit bad. So all the AC and the air windows are fully open. Functional, looks okay. We're gonna stay here for, if I'm correct, 4 nights, so it's not going to be something aggressive. We have a big living room which looks relatively nice. There is our dog, beautiful Benji. And here I'm going to be training as well because the interior height is relatively cool, so I can even do handstands there. Yeah, he really likes the new place, I think. We even have a tiny balcony here with my beautiful girlfriend and also a pretty cool view on Istanbul. So this is the place, how it's going to look like for the next few days. Stay tuned, we're gonna go for grocery shopping now. There are an immense amount of smaller shops around the area, but we came for a Carrefour, and what we are looking for is bread, potatoes, meat and eggs basically, and some fruits. So we found a chicken breast.
3 or 2?
She already brought coffee. Let's go.
Can you remember the code?
Yeah, let's go. They know.
Maybe 2 for now to see what we will do. Dear shit.
So breads in general here are shit, but at least this is very big. A lot of options, all taste like shit, but my girlfriend is a good chef, so let's go. Now the best part, yumurta, aka eggs. When you get eggs this big that it's wrapped, make sure that you always check both sides, whether it has any signs of wetness that has broken or anything like this. You can even smell it, but it's okay. Should be fine. So we just arrived, and as you can see, we literally have everything. One thing you should always be careful of, because most of the places who have kitchen have one pot and one pan and one pot most of the time. And 99.9% of the time, the pan what you have will look like absolute dog shit. And this is a non-stick pan, so it's completely useless, because this way, if I eat this, I'm going to consume 2 grams of microplastic at least. So I always cook eggs and everything in a pot, because most of the time this is stainless steel or at least aluminum, but this one is stainless steel. So this is going to be the go-to device for cooking and warming up everything, because as you can see, there is absolutely no microwave here. Now, while my girlfriend is cooking, quickly I'm gonna do a short workout and I'll show you what kind of equipment I have whenever I travel and wherever I travel. First of all, most importantly, I always have a jump rope with me, so I can do, obviously, jump ropes, because I want to increase my heart rate. If you don't have jump ropes, you can always do some jumping jacks and some running in place, whatever this is called in English. Then another very important thing is a band. I always have this one band only with myself, because this is a bit worn out. I can use this as rehabilitation for rotations and rotator cuff strengthening exercises, but it's still good enough that I can attach it somewhere and just do some banded work with it. Another staple in my arsenal is a tiny parallet. The brand doesn't really matter. The only thing should be that it should be small and it fits perfectly in my backpack and I can carry this wherever, whenever. These three are the most important ones. I can also show you the fourth equipment, which is the big parallels. The edges are taped so it doesn't fuck the luggage itself. Obviously, I'm not going to assemble this here because it's a bit of a hassle, and I only will use this when I'm going to be in Indonesia. So this is the fourth equipment that I have. And training wise, if I'm correct, that's it. And I have the glute band of my girlfriend, but that's something that I'm not planning to use. Okay, without further ado, let's fucking train. Let's start first with jump ropes. Obviously, let's increase the heart rate. I really like to do jump ropes because you can customize them however you want in a way that it suits you. You can just do the original one. You can do it in a faster way. You can freestyle. It's absolutely amazing and very, very versatile. I usually go for 2-3 minutes, sometimes even 5. Move on to the next step, which is going to be banded work. The point here with all these goofy looking exercises is to warm up the shoulder joint in literally every single angle, because the shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in the human body, and that makes it the most fragile at the same time as well. So since you can literally fold, bend, and rotate in every possible direction, if you fuck it up or you don't condition your shoulder, it will obviously give up. When you're young, you might not feel it, but when you're above 25, which I am, I feel it, unfortunately, if I fuck it up. Now, after all this, we are going to warm up the wrist, then the scapulas, and then also the lower body. So let's get into it. Fun fact that my wrists are insanely not mobile, as you see, especially the right one. This is a blessing and a curse at the same time. A curse because obviously when it's on the floor in a handstand, the angle in which it can naturally produce is smaller. So this way I can wear this off, and sometimes I do it. Now it's painful, so I need to rehab it. And the range of motion is also limited. But at the same time, it's a blessing because when I do a handstand, it's very, very small chance that I tip over because of my wrist. I have this natural blockade in my wrists. That's it. Okay, we are ready. Let's go. Let's do a few handstands first. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to fit entirely in the frame, but regardless of that, let's fucking go. So here I should have enough space. Maybe if I bail, I'm going to hit the lamp, but then I really need to make sure that I do it correctly. Okay, I don't think there is anything I can do, so let's go. Uh-huh. Oh, I can open up. Nice. I have space. Okay. The handstand feels solid. Let's continue. So basically what I'm looking for from today's session is a few sets of handstand push-ups at maintenance, so 1 to 2 reps, depending on how my wrist feels and handles it. Then a few pseudo push-ups on the parallettes, and finishing off with some elevated planche leans. So that's it, really nothing diabolical. I have my timer, so let's fucking go. Okay, first set, let's fucking go. I wonder where my foot was, but I think it was good enough not to hit the lamp. Okay, it was pretty shit, but this is what I'm expecting because of my wrist, because it hurts. Set number 2. Hopa! Oi, oi, oi. Okay, maybe let's just stick to staying singles today. Some wisdom while I'm resting. One thing that helped me a lot, especially when it was bad days or how to overcome bad days, is have expectations for the session, but you don't always need to have an expectation of you're going to perform at your absolute best, because taking everything to failure, every session, every set to failure is going to lead you either to injury or you will just hit a plateau so big that you will never progress from one level to another one. So for example, here now my intention is to just maintain, be mindful of my wrist, but at the same time get quality work with quality activations done. I have no intention of doing maxes or PRs, just to get sufficient volume in both in the muscles and also in the nervous system to just increase the capacity and the workload more and more. So nothing else, no hardcore shit today. Set 3. So the past 2.5 weeks were hectic as fuck. I was moving, I had pain, I was sleeping horrible, so the training suffered a lot. I basically haven't made any progress. In fact, I can surely say I regressed. And now this is my second training here in Istanbul at home that I feel that I can push. I feel like I can push, and I'm going to enter finally into a comeback period because this was hectic as shit. Last set. Oi, oi, oi. This was horrible. Oh my god. Now we're going to continue with pseudo push-ups. Okay, first set of pseudos. Let's get the parallettes ready. Little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Amazing. Small forward lean. I hope I'm still in the frame. I checked the video. I was actually in the frame, so this is the setup that we're going to keep going. We have 2 more sets in this one, focusing really heavily on protraction and also shoulder bias with a little bit of forward lean. Set 2, let's go. Feels really good. I think pseudo push-ups are really slapped on for maintaining and also gaining strength in that bent arm position for both 90-degree handstand push-ups, and as I believe later on for planche and planche push-ups as well. Last set of pseudos, let's go. Whew. I think I added the most lean into this set because I feel that this was the most difficult, and I think I've done 5 repetitions. Here, when on lower days, I don't usually go for a fixed amount of reps because, especially in this one, if the more you lean, obviously the more difficult it's going to become. So I go basically by feeling that if it starts to get difficult, I stop there because I want to keep the intensity relatively low here, especially today, around 60, maximum 70%. Now we are going to have one last exercise, 3 sets of elevated planche leans. For the elevated planche lean, it's good to find the surface. I think both of these are almost equally as high. Yeah, both of them are equally as high. It's good to find a position that's elevated, but not too much and not too little, because if it can stimulate the height of your feet in a regular, normal planche, then basically you are mimicking the exact same movement. Obviously, on an elevated surface, it's much more difficult than on the floor, but if you have a little bit of more strength, then you can for sure experiment with this one. This is going to be the winner, so I will do it on this one, fuck that. So here I'm going to aim for around 9 to 10 quality seconds, not over leaning for sure, so let's see. Wasn't that difficult. Sometimes I struggle, especially if I vary the elevation a lot when it comes to planche leans. On the floor, I think my form is relatively okay. Here, I will check the video now how it looks, because I think this was around 80% correct form, 80-85. So let's see. Actually, the form was relatively okay. Maybe this is a little bit higher than how it should be normal by 3, 4, 5 centimeters, but this much deviation, I don't really give a fuck. So we have 2 more sets and I'm pretty happy how it looked. So let's go. Set 2, let's go. Feels good, feels good. I think on the last set, I will go for a bit more lean to make it a little bit more difficult, maybe 6 or 7 seconds. Let's see how that would feel like. I feel some tension here, but it feels good. So that's why I think I can push this one a little bit more. I'm really curious how it's gonna look like. I would say I don't really like elevated planche leans, but at the same time, who gives a fuck, because I really want to achieve this. Okay, let's go. I wonder how the form looked on this one. It definitely felt more difficult, but one thing I've realized once is that if your entry is shit to the planche, especially when you're learning it, you will make it insanely difficult without actually changing the leverage. If the protraction is off, if you're not squeezing the lats, if there is no external rotation, regardless that you do the same progression, if the entry is dog shit, then you will have a really hard time correcting it. So I'm really curious how the form looked like. That's it for today's training. Maybe I'll do... No, I won't. I'll just stretch my shoulders. I will stretch my wrist, and let's call it a day. And then I will eat what my girlfriend made me, so let's go. So my girlfriend has officially finished cooking for the chicken and the pasta. Looks amazing. This is the best that you can get here. This is meal number 1. Here we have testing this bad boy. Meanwhile, I shaved, took a shower, so let's try, let's see. It's very, very hot. I don't know what it is visible in the video. It's not that much, but it is actually hot as fuck. Honestly, based on the facilities, what we have here, that it was made in one pot, I think this is perfectly fine. The macros are relatively okay. Yes, the pasta is from instant soup noodles, which is trash, but since we only have salt here, at least it adds a little bit of flavor. This is something I'm okay with it. Here the main goal for me is the protein, which is coming from the chicken breast, so approved. One really important thing here is when you're cooking abroad is always check what kind of pans and pots you have, and another thing is always stick to basics. So here, don't try to make the stew of your life or the quattro formaggi pizza by your own hand with everything. Keep it very simple, 1, 2, 3 ingredient foods, and you will be perfectly fine. Time for meal number 2, quick snack before going out. It's going to be cereal and protein drink. Not the healthiest choice out there, but at least it has some protein. For a quick snack before going out and walking 15,000 steps, it's perfectly fine. We just got back home. We were told to come next day because it has to be issued within 2 days of the flight, so fuck, but at the same time we're gonna go for tomorrow as well. Our last meal is going to be eggs, and nothing but eggs with butter. Here you can see the French national team. We left the bananas in the fridge for one night, but the fridge was insanely cold and I took them out basically frozen, and now they turned absolutely black. The inside is yellow, however, but it's very ripe, so I'm questioning its existence, how it's possible. Anyway, let's make this beauty. We are going to do 9 eggs in a pot, scrambled eggs. I'm not gonna eat 9, but maybe like 5, 6, and my girlfriend is going to eat the rest. Let's go. We're making scrambled eggs today. Continue stirring on a higher heat so that we can avoid the black and burnt parts. As you see, nothing fancy, straight out of the pot. My girlfriend has some more fine dining in her own box. Buon appetito, bitch. Then after all of these events, I usually opt for another snack, which is a protein bar. This is what I usually go for in Istanbul. It's not some marketing bullshit. This is just literally what I like the most. And basically that concludes this episode of the YouTube. These are the foods that I eat on a daily basis: eggs, meat, some protein snacks. Like, comment, subscribe.